Hi everyone, and welcome to another energy reading, this time for the month of November. Happy November. Let's see what the cards have to say. Last night I posted a video for Samhain or Halloween, but the energies go through the Samhain Halloween season, which started yesterday, but goes all the way through to the winter solstice on December 21st. So please check it out. It was intended to be a pick a card reading, but technology and I did not work very well, so it's just a collective reading, and I'll try and do another pick a card reading soon to see how you like those. But yeah, just wanted to mention that because you'll hear it in the explanation, the intro of the video, and then there's gonna be no pick a card. Those videos disappeared, so yeah. Anyway, you would think it's Mercury retrograde. All right, but on that note, thank you so much for being here. Let's get into the energy of the month of November, and let's see what the cards want to say to us at this point in time. All right, so we got the Lovers straight out the bat. Six of Wands. Page of Swords. Five of Wands. And Death, because we're still in that space of transformation, becoming the butterfly. Guess we can move all the cards a little bit to the side. There you go. All right, really interesting energies. It starts with the Lovers, and this obviously is a collective reading, so it does not have to relate to romantic relationships for everyone, although it could be. Also, especially with that Six of Wands, which, even though it is a card of victory and success, it also is a card of commitment and even marriage. As you can see, like, they have the Lover's knot. But there is a learning process in place. It's this month of November, it's still part of the transformation process that we're going through. So, like I've been saying, things are not just going to happen overnight. There is going to be information and steps and considerations to have along the way that will continue to open up opportunities, bring things in, settle some things down, and keep the energy moving forward and upwards in whatever area of your life this is in relation to. But definitely this is about making those choices. What is it that you want? Because in the process of the transformation, and we also talked about this, things are still falling in its place. And because things are still falling in its place, we can still, it's, for some reason I just saw, like, you're building a house from scratch, and this is your house, so it's your design, and it's the kind of floors that you want, and it's the kind of fixtures that you want, and it's the kind of doors that you want, and all of that jazz. So because the house is still in construction, before you can move in, even though things are pretty much kind of set to go in a general sense, there are still decisions to be made, and decisions that you can actually also kind of like change your mind about, because I don't know, the floors are down, and now that you see the floors in person and fully everywhere, you think that maybe the colors that you pick to paint the walls could be a little bit lighter or a little bit darker or muted or completely change. So, and then again, it's not that you're not gonna paint the wall, like this was always something that's gonna get done, and maybe you pick the same color, just a little bit darker, a little bit lighter. But this is to say that because this is still in construction, because this is still in the midst of transformation, you get to set intentions and tell the universe, what exactly do you want? So the universe can put that in alignment with you, right? So we can check the catalog and see what are the options and narrow it down from there, because it's also about a narrowing down. There are multiple possibilities opening up for everyone, and you can see that and you can feel that, and it can be overwhelming. And sometimes because you're like, oh, this is just the transformation happening, you think it's just part of the process, and it so is, but it's also part of the possibilities. It's also part of the universe asking you, what do you want? So you have to make the choice, because if you don't, and they really need to paint the walls by this day, because this day we're gonna do this other thing that needs the walls painted, or needs the doors put in the rooms, or whatever it is, they might just pick for you, you know? They might just work on default and put whatever it was chosen at the beginning, right? Like the energy that we came in through, because with this transformation, your life is going to be so much different, that there are a lot of possibilities that go way beyond what you thought in that area of your life you wanted, or you were working towards, or you were going to have. It's like, this is it. It's like, that could be a possibility, but there's like 20 more that are opening up. So you kind of have to narrow it down. And again, I know it could be overwhelming. So I think a good word here is, because we're still in that transformation, it is a good time to narrow it down as best as you can, because that's going to help with lowering the tension within yourself and in your life, because it's gonna give you a little bit of more clarity on how to show up each and every day, because there's less noise and there's less things to think about, or less things to maybe work on or look information on or wait out. Like, there's, as you get closer to that point of full transformation, the options keep narrowing down, and the full-on picture of the person you're becoming and the life that you're entering, it's becoming clearer, so it's easier to navigate on a daily basis. So this is a lot about choices, and know that there is great energy surrounding this, that there is positivity and victory and success and the help of your earth, but also soul family here, to give you the resources, to give you the information, to give you support, to help you make those choices. So know that as well, because the overwhelm can also come not only because of the choices, but because of not wanting to make the wrong choice. And at the end of the day, there's no wrong choices. There's the choices that you make because they align with your vision, with how you want to feel, with how you want to live, with the person that you are aspiring to become. Okay? And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Star, which is just to say that you are really, really just in that process of aligning yourself with your wishes. But for that, and I think that also comes with that Lover's card energy, you have to really tap into your heart. You have to really tap into that heart chakra energy, into also the third eye, so you can tap into what's true to you as you, as a human on this earth. Like, what do you truly want to experience next? What do you truly want to live through? Like, what is next for you? And again, this is a full-on transformation. This is not like the little milestone level ups we go throughout the weeks or the months or the years. Like, this is like a new house, a brand new construction that you designed, that you're in charge, that you get to pick every single detail of. Like, where is this house? What are the surroundings? What is the neighborhood like? What are the people around you, your neighbors, like? The businesses around, like? The lifestyle of that area? Do you get all of the seasons, or just 1-2 seasons, like weather-wise? How do you live in your house? How big is this house? Do you have a 1-bedroom, or is it a 2-bedroom? Is it a 3-bedroom? Is it a mansion? Is it a castle? Is it like a shack? Is it like a glass house? It's just whatever you want, you can create. So just start to get clear on it. And remember that there's no wrong choices. And I think when you start seeing all the possibilities through the lives and eyes and perspective of others, it can also get overwhelming. So when you come back to your heart and you come back to your third eye, it just comes back home to you. And you know what you need, and you know what you want, and you know how you want to feel, and you know how you want to live. And when you let the rest go, whatever the you of the past thought they wanted, or your family wanted for you, or your friends wanted for you, or the people that you're currently surrounded by have or are working towards to, or whatever, when you let all of that fall away, you can start making the choices and start building truly the house and life of your dreams in this, metaphor. And the universe is supporting this with this transformation, with this new knowledge, resources, information, aha moments, moments of clarity, of creativity that are coming through for you to release that tension that comes through the overwhelm of the options that, yes, they are on the table, but maybe they're not so much for you because they're not in full alignment with the vision that you have for yourself that makes your heart joyful and aligns with your dreams and wishes. All right, let's see. What else do we have? We have the Two of Pentacles. Again, that duality energy about making choices, about balancing your emotions with what you're creating, balancing your wishes with the mind. Because again, this transformation is not only happening energetically and emotionally and spiritually, it's happening in the physical. We are building completely new personas that are in connection to physical things, like literally where you live, the clothes you wear, the people you surround yourself with, the activities you partake in, the work that you do in the world, the money that you bring in, the money that you put out into the world, this give and take. And again, like, it also talks about when you narrow it down, it is easier to juggle. There's less tension, there's less overwhelm. So make a choice. Start, and again, it's about narrowing it down. You don't have to be like, oh, this is it. At least not in November. In November, you still have time to just introspect. Start thinking about it. Start narrowing it down. Like, you have 10 options. It's not to pick one. It's about maybe taking 3 out because those are not it, because they don't align with this way you want to feel, or this thing you want to experience, or this way that you want to become. Amazing. 10 of Pentacles. And I love that it goes right on top of that 6 of Wands, because it's about that completion, that success, that like you have everything in the physical. You have your physical family and your soul family, and you have abundance, and you've built something from the ground up, from that 2 of Pentacles, making choices, balancing your life to reach that point of completion, of abundance, of happiness. And we got the Knight of Wands. So whatever information that comes through is gonna really not kickstart. This energy had already kickstarted, but again, it's kind of like a slower process, but it'll give you more of what you need to keep moving forward, just a little bit more sure, and because of that confidence, a little bit faster, because we're not doubting ourselves, because we're not hesitating. It's because the moment that we know what we want and the opportunity arrives, we can go for it instead of stalling for a couple of hours or a couple of days or even a couple of weeks and having this process be slower because we're unsure, because we haven't done that third eye heart chakra connection into what we're building. So when the construction people asks us, what are the colors that we're ordering? You're like, oh yeah, we're ordering this, and this color. And I want a sample of this just in case, because again, we're narrowing things down, but then it's not like we have 10 colors anymore. We have 3 that we're sure about, and then there's 1 that we may or may not take, but we're still thinking about it. We're still connecting to it. All right. And we got the 8 of Swords, which is all about that. The tension that you feel is most likely coming through overwhelm because of the options, because you can see all the possibilities. But remember that there are possibilities that you're seeing because they are actually yours and in connection to something related to you and your energy. But there are other options that are coming in through the eyes of another, or the experience of another, or the perspective of another, or the possibilities of another. Okay? So you have to identify those so you can let them loose, so you can see clearer, so you can move forward, so the tension can dissipate, so you can continue to become the butterfly that you are and not the butterfly that other people are. All right, and we have the 4 of Pentacles. And there is this process of elimination, of making choices, of narrowing it down. And there are things, because again, this is about the things that you want to bring forward, or step into, about how you want to feel, about the things in your physical world. Like I said, like, where do you live? Like, how do you dress? Who do you surround yourself with? all of these things. Like, how do you want to wake up and feel every day? What do you want to do for work? Like, how much money do you want coming into your life? Things like that. So, but there are things from the past that are helping you in this transformation, that are coming into your future in some way. You know, there's lessons that you're going to bring forward. You know, there's reminders that you're going to bring forward. Because in order for the butterfly to come out of the cocoon, it must have been a caterpillar first. So you've always embodied the caterpillar that you were, even though you're in completely different form. It's a way of honoring your journey and honoring the things that are going to be useful. Because imagine if we enter this transformation and we completely blanked out into what we've experienced, and then like what happened to everything that you learned, what everything that you went through that taught you that this is how you live now. This is how you think, this is how you feel, this is how you operate. These are the things that you're working towards. These are the things that you're welcoming in. These are the things that you're open to. These are the things that you're stepping forward into. These are the things that you put your energy into. And these are the things that you allow your energy to be put into. Okay? So there's things that you're holding in order to create this new life. And like I said, there's no wrong way as long as it's connected to your heart and to your intuition and it's true to you. And the universe is already saying, like, whatever you align yourself with, it's gonna come through. And this is why it's really important to connect to yourself fully, to make these choices, to narrow these things down in connection and in alignment to yourself and what you truly want, because it is happening. And that's I don't know how to explain this part, but it's about like whatever you align yourself with, it's most likely going to come through, which means that you want to be really mindful of what you're aligning yourself with, because the universe is saying yes to that. It's not yes, everything is going to be perfection. Everything will be, right? But it's also about that mindfulness of align yourself with what you truly want, because the universe is saying yes. Because if by any chance you align yourself with something out of fear, for example, or out of comfort, or out of hesitation, is like that example of the house that you're building. If you're like already picked these lamps for the rooms and they're like, we need to order the lamps in the next 15 minutes because we need them by this day to install them by this other day so we can keep building this house and not get delayed. And you're like, I don't know. Most likely the order is going to be placed to whatever you were holding. So get clear. This is your time to get clear. Oof. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Tower. There are still things that need to be shed off in the construction of this new house, in the construction of this new life. There are things that still need to go. And I think like this is in connection to what I was trying to say, because this is the shadow message, is like, if you don't align yourself with what you truly want and resonates with your true self and heart, the universe will align you. And it usually is aligning with lightning. It's like, bam, we have to get rid of this because you need to narrow it down, and the universe will narrow it down for you. Okay? All right, let's see what else. got the 3 of water, or the 3 of cups. We got the 10 of air, or 10 of swords. And we got intuition. Oh my goodness. Yes. This is more confirmation that some things are really coming to an end or will be taken. Like, you have to make these choices. You know, like I've been saying, you need to narrow it down. You need to make these choices. Because there are things that need to go, because we cannot paint the walls in absolutely all of the colors. Well, I mean, if that's the design, yes, we can, but even like that, we need to pick, like, is it jewel tones? Is it muted tones? Is it pastel colors? Like, what is it? You know, there's always a choice to be made. And in the process of making a choice, there's things that need to be taken out and narrowed down because they don't belong. Because there's only space for this creation. And this is for that transformation. Is the universe is pushing you into the door of this new life, into the door of this new home. And it's so new. It's so new that you are new, that the space is new, and you're protected. And the way to flow into this new space is through connection to your heart and connection to your intuition. So you can flow guided into this, into what's next. Use your intuition, however you use your intuition. Yeah, more, it's right there, intuition. I don't know what else to say about that card, because it's like, once you connect to your intuition and you narrow the things down to your true self, you can start flowing in the direction of that new beginning, into that transformation. It's easier to flow into it because there's less noise, because there's less things to stumble with, because there's less hesitation. Okay? And the bottom of the deck, we have the child. It's like you're being born again. You've been born again. And it's, again, we're having this conversation about that house that you're constructing, brand new, your design, the details that you picked. But this also goes as an example of, like, a baby. If you're pregnant with a baby, it cannot be 10 babies. I mean, you know, there's twins and all of that. But, like, even in that case, each one of them has to pick the shape of their bodies and the color of their eyes and the color of their hair. And it's not all of the options. It comes to narrow it down to the uniqueness of this new human being. And is in the uniqueness of who you want to blossom into, of who you are becoming. Your intuition, look how there's this, like, halo thing around, and there's this halo thing around here. Your intuition will guide you into that. And I think this is also in connection to, like, your intuition is also really much connected to your inner child. It's not only about becoming a brand new person in this transformation, but it's also about, like, when you tap into your inner child and you have honest conversations with them about what do they want. And this is coming through, like, there might have been things that your child, your inner child, your child self wanted to experience, and maybe you've already experienced them. Maybe you've already done those things. And now your inner child is trying to point you to other things that they dreamt about and played about and looked forward to doing, becoming, and experiencing. And they're asking you to focus on that, because in the process of creating our lives, we saw this bigger picture and we went towards it. And there's things that we've already done, and there's things we've already experienced, but there's things that maybe fell on the outskirts of it that we are growing into, that we're expanding into, right? That we're getting those butterfly wings so we can fly towards, because it was not right on the main scope of what we needed to experience up until now. So now we're reborn again, we're transformed, and we are allowed to walk through that door into our new lives. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay. And we have, oh my God, more butterflies, guys. We got butterflies here. We got butterflies here, and close encounters. Butterflies here. And that 10 energy, 10, 10, and 10 is completions, so we can start fresh, full circle, the end of something so we can start something else. But that one, the tens, the zeros of possibilities, of newness, the egg, and the one of the new beginning that was also presented in the child. Feeling of the world. It's like we have to get in alignment with our path, our soul path, our soul calling to the things, places, and people that align with the frequency of what we want to experience, of where we want to move into. How can we set ourselves free from the past, and not in a negative way, but mostly in the sense of we've already finished that book, so let's write the next. And it's in connection to our hearts. And our hearts and our inner child and our intuition know where we need to go, how we need to operate, how we need to feel in order to align ourselves to something bigger than ourselves. Because even though this is very much about you and your life and what's next for you, we're all in connection with each other. So this is a frequency that we're elevating in our lives, but also as a collective, at a global scale. So where is this new beginning going towards? What do you need to get in alignment with? You know, what are the foundations that you're building so this house just is not only the house you envisioned and designed and has everything that you picked, but it's not gonna sink down in a couple of years because you didn't think it through, because you rushed it, because you didn't pay attention to all the little details. And this is why the transformation is taking a little bit longer, and there's a lot of Pentacles, Earth energy in this process, and that's where the choices come in. Yes, it's very intuitive, it's very emotional, you know, very ethereal, the process of making the choices and narrowing things down, but this is all very earthy. And we want strong foundations, because what we're building is a brand new house. It's a brand new beginning. It's a brand new life. It's a brand new book. And you don't have to have every single paragraph, page, or chapter figured out, but you have to have a foundation for what your book is about, so you can start writing it. You know, so you can start moving forward, so you can start making those choices in alignment with the story that you're building. Okay, and in the bottom of the deck, we have Spirit of Gratitude. Is that blossoming? But it comes from your intuition, it comes from your mind, it comes from from what you're creating. And you have to be very, very grateful for everything that you've experienced so far, because it is allowing you to move into this next space. And you have to be very, very grateful for the universe that is saying yes to whatever it is that you want. Your flowers are going to bloom, and they're blooming from your intuition, from your vision, from your choices. All right. Let's see. One last set of cards to finish this November reading. Following that Halloween vibe, today is Dia de los Muertos. So using the Halloween deck. Oh my God, this card has come out. Like, look, it came out for me this morning. I did the collective reading for Halloween, and I believe this card came out. And that, the day before is that day, no, actually, I got the deck, and the first card that came through for me was that card. So that's personally has come up for me twice. And the same day that it comes for me, it comes for the collective. Because we are building like things that are way bigger than ourselves. These are things that transcend time and space, because we've come to experience them in this lifetime. And what we're taking from this process is going to come into other lifetimes. And also with the lovers and the eternal love, like if this is love for you, this is a love that is very deep. And it came here to transform you. Okay, let's see. And zombie. Control. Like, how can we get into alignment with our true selves and then release control to let the universe do what it needs to do to bring it forward? Okay? And we got the veil, the future. Like, seriously, you don't have to see the future. The veil is very thin right now. And it's a great opportunity, especially now at the beginning of November and today, to really find that connection to yourself and to your guides, to find those answers of the choices that you want to make and the things that you want to start to let go, so you get in full alignment with what you're creating, which, remember, is filled with eternal love. It is filled with transformation. It is filled with love, with success, with a victory, with abundance, with strong foundations for you. But all of that in alignment with whatever you chose, with whatever you put your frequency, yourself, and your life in alignment with. All right. So that's your message for November. Hopefully it resonated. Please follow me on Instagram at Sparkling Carla and The Light Grid. Please hit the like button or subscribe. And if you found this helpful in any way, also feel free to leave a comment in the comment section, and or share with a friend that you think might find this helpful. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next reading. Bye.